Greetings, Starship. I am Admiral Kumarke of the LSS Raskava. I'm here to help Director Hugh of the Cooperative Borg in my capacity as Science Officer. I've been called in to help with a potential Borg incursion. However, I have been here for quite a while now. I'm not sure that he's coming. I take it that he called you here as well? I agree. He's typically quite punctual. So I've heard, anyway. Well, I'm afraid I've also come across some Starship debris in the system that I have yet to identify. It appears we're arriving at the aftermath of a tense clash. I suggest we try and find the Director together. With your permission, I'll set up a sensor link so that our ships can share any data we find. Sensor link is active. Let's start with the ship debris up ahead. Let's see. Sensors are picking up microscopic fragments of advanced regenerative circuitry, nanites, and decentralized control system debris. This is most certainly a full and cooperative probe. Something must have happened to their fleet. Let's hurry. There's more debris over there. Scans indicate high-density alloy and further Borg circuitry fragments. Disruptive, not regenerative. In any case, this is not cooperative debris. The quantum signature doesn't even match our universe. Incoming!
Bravo, 41.
Well done. That certainly explains the debris' quantum signature. Let's continue. I see a final cluster of debris up ahead. This fractal alloy is unlike any debris I've ever seen. It's protected by a quantum dispersal field. Someone must have come back to scatter the ship's debris signature. Its origin is untraceable. Heads up! Subspace sensors are picking up residual distortion nearby. A warp trail. Recalibrating sensor array frequencies. Tachyon decay and subspace phase variances suggest this warp trail is 2 hours old. We should get closer. There might be survivors. Oh dear. Sensor readings are fluctuating erratically due to the magnetic properties of dense asteroids nearby. It's the Harmony. What's Tassine Faye's ship doing here? Perhaps Tassine Faye was called in to help as well. The vessel seems to be suffering from multiple systems failures. They may require assistance. Shall we send out a hail? Oh, right. Starship Harmony, this is Admiral Kumarke of the LSS Raskava. Come in. No response. Complete comm silence. I know this isn't exactly standard protocol, but considering the potential gravity of the situation, should we consider beaming down? You're right. let's proceed with caution. It's no use. The magnetic properties of the denser asteroids near the ship are interfering with our scans. An excellent idea. I'll send out an encoded subspace transmission detailing our intentions. I should be able to transmit it on a narrow enough frequency for it to bypass the interference, but we're unlikely to be met with a response, I'm afraid. Here's hoping Tassine Fey is able to receive it, and that we aren't breaking with any Etherian customs. Right, I have identified a section of the Ramizad system where signals are not compromised by the asteroids. Meet me there. Huh. Who would have thought that you'd be towing the Harmony today? The ship is still too close to the asteroids. Just a little further. It's working! The interference is subsiding. I suggest we try a final hail before we scan again. Starship Harmony, this is Admiral Kumarke. Do you copy? Starship Harmony, do you require assistance? Nothing. I'll consult with my comms officer. Ensign Farunte, what's your assessment?
The Harmony might be experiencing a communications blackout, Admiral. This is likely unrelated to the interference caused by any asteroids.
Well, time really could be of the essence. We still have no idea where the director is or if he's all right. And I'm beginning to worry that the same might be said of Tassine Fey. This doesn't look good. Shields are lowered. I'm not detecting any breaches, so it must have been done voluntarily. The scans also indicate that the atmospheric conditions aboard the ship are highly unusual, and only just able to accommodate other species. Furthermore, the ship itself is exhibiting properties that are consistent with a multidimensional vortex. It's as if it is phasing in and out of existence. Or at least parts of it seem to be. What's more, multiple sections of the ship seem to be under strict lockdown. You read my mind. The ship's systems should have logged our attempts at establishing contact before beaming down. That said, I'm not sure I trust the accuracy of any of our current scans, given the situation. One last thing. I do recommend we leave our bridge officers behind for now. I don't feel comfortable sending anyone else down there before conducting a preliminary assessment. Ready when you are. This interior... it's beautiful. It looks like the hallway behind us is locked. In fact, this room is under full lockdown, which I suspect will be true of most of the rooms we will encounter aboard the Harmony. Bypassing security lockouts might require some thinking outside the triangle. Or box? It's an Earth saying. I suggest we take a look around. Perhaps there's another way out. Let's tread carefully. Maybe this will allow us to open the door to the hallway behind us. No, the security clearance required to bypass this console is too high. We won't be able to go this way. Let's look around. Optimizing tricorders for environmental scanning. What a unique structure. Optimizing for material analysis. Incredible. These polygonal wall structures act as data nodes. It appears they store recordings of events that have happened aboard the ship. They contain both visual and auditory data. You don't suppose we're being watched, do you? In any case, it looks like this room's lockdown has been bypassed. Let's try the console by the other door. Well done. All right, we better stay alert. We don't know what the consequences of bypassing the security measures aboard this ship are. For all we know, it could mean a variety of automated countermeasures, or perhaps none at all, given the situation. Let's keep scanning for abnormalities along the way until we get to the bottom of this. Lead the way. It's very empty in here. I wonder where all the crew members are. That's what Tarsine Faye. Could I have a word? I'm feeling a little uninteresting. Spot on! I have to say, even though I'm not pleased about reverse engineering a theory, if you scan the room for information, reconfiguring memory array to optimize for hollow emission output. Remodulating tricorders. Integrating environmental data to bypass encryptions. Done! The system is active. Shall we give it a try?
In that case, please follow me.
This technology looks like a fragment of a larger piece.
Director Hugh, it is good to finally meet you face to face.
So, you said you needed help.
It worked! So, both Director Hugh and Tassin Fei were aboard the Harmony. What's more, the decay rate of the chronoton particles emitted by these projections placed the recording approximately 1 hour before the Harmony's warp trail signature in Ramizad. It's likely that whatever battle took place out there occurred after the director beamed aboard. Curious. It's a start. However, I'm sure you've noticed that these recording fragments are both static and out of order. The node's harmonic emitters didn't take too kindly to being tampered with. I doubt we'll be able to play out the full animated sequence of events. That said, we should be able to realign the data and unlock the full recording if we place these fragments in the right order. Place these fragments in the correct order. What happened first? Right. Tassin Fei welcomed Director Hugh and his bridge officers. After Tassin Fei welcomed Director... The fragments have been placed in the correct order. First, Tassin Fei welcomed Director Hugh and his team aboard the ship. Then, Director Hugh scanned some technology which was part of a larger piece. Lastly, Tassin Fei asked Director Hugh and his officers to follow her, so they all left the room. We did it! Right. I've fed the data back into the node in the correct order this time. We should be able to play the full sequence of events now. Remember, it's likely to be visually incomplete due to the harmonics malfunction within the node, but the acoustics shouldn't be affected. Shall we?
Director Hugh, it is good to finally meet you face to face. I have heard a lot about you and your skill set.
Leader Tassin Fei, please call me Hugh. Likewise, I've heard a lot about the Etherians. So, you said you needed help.
Yes, a piece of our technology has been found aboard the Harmony. We may be compromised.
Let's see. You're right. This is control core technology, all right. And yet, the energy signature isn't an exact match. This technology looks like a fragment of a larger piece. We'll need to locate the rest of it before I can make an assessment.
Of course. Our diplomatic quarters are available, should you wish to stay longer for this assessment. Please excuse the furnishing. Under normal circumstances, we redress our rooms for all our guests.
Well, these circumstances are far from normal. But that won't be necessary. We won't be staying long.
I see. How unfortunate. Perhaps another time. In that case, please follow me.
Great teamwork! We've pieced it all together! It looks like Director Hugh and his officers beamed aboard the Harmony to help Tosin Fei identify a piece of... Exactly. Fortunately, the data node recording also shows the console code used by Tosin Fei to bypass security. I suggest we look out for other consoles along the way. Perhaps we'll be able to use this method again. This probably also won't be the last data node we'll be able to interact with aboard the ship. Right, let's move on, shall we? So it seems like the starship debris we found earlier might have been control Borg then. If we proceed, the door behind us will likely lock. We'll need to choose a path. Right behind you. Look! It seems like a struggle may have taken place here. It's one of Director Hugh's officers. We better help them. Shields are still down. We can stabilize them and beam them out. This isn't good. We need to figure out what happened here. That's the spirit! Our tricorders are already remodulated and optimized for holographics. If you gather information to bypass the encryption subroutines, I'll get started on the node's parameters. I'm feeling less guilty about tampering with Etherian technology. Our allies could be in danger. Recalibrating parameters. Almost there. Got it! The fragments should be ready to play.
I will lead you to our lower decks.
Watch out! What are you doing?
It worked! Unlike the last recording we watched, these initial fragments seem to be in the right order. That means Tosin Fei was leading Director Hugh and his officers to the lower decks of the ship. After that, something or someone attacked them. Well, this part seems right. However, my scans indicate the presence of corrupted data located inside the memory buffers. One of the possibly. Which fragment was artificially added to the data node? Right. And the falsified frag. Well done.
is a shame you are not staying longer. We have much to discuss. I am curious about the liberated Borg.
Well, the path of a liberated Borg is not easy. Ultimately, it's about giving others a second chance.
Fascinating. Aetherians believe in giving others a second life, like in ascension.
I suppose you could compare it to that. Helping others overcome their past so they can grow.
Indeed. If you'd follow me, I will lead you to our lower decks.
You said this is where you found the Control Borg boarding party?
Indeed.
Do you know how they were able to bypass your shields?
We are uncertain. Several malfunctions have been reported. No conclusions have been drawn yet.
What are you doing?
This was not supposed to happen.
Get behind me!
My word, so that's what actually happened. It seems like an Aetherian security system of some sort attacked Director Hugh and his officers. But by Luca, I cannot imagine why someone would come back afterwards to plant a falsified recording implicating the Borg. It's beyond me. In any case, Tassine Fey's remark is important. If the Aetherian security system has gone rogue, there might be more for us to worry about than Control Borg. Fortunately, this recording also shows the console code used to activate this portal. I suppose it will lead to the lower decks. Here's the code. Will you do the honors? I believe this calls for the Earth saying, "Here goes nothing." These lower decks sure are darker. A word? Yes. I think so. I feel confident that we are on the right track, especially after seeing both Director Hugh and Tassine Fey pass through here. And yet, I just feel unsettled. There's something not quite right about all of this. Do you feel it too? Before we move on, I want to make sure that you know you can count on me. I know we might not know each other very well yet, but there's nothing I would want more than to defend our galaxy against the Borg. In short, it's personal, so I won't be holding back. Well, I'm glad that's settled. Let's get back to business. This room? Exactly. You know the drill. If you search the room for information, I'll begin recalibrating the data node's parameters. Those encryption subroutines won't stand a chance. I admit, I'm feeling apprehensive. What we're about to see next could be very telling. Integrating the environmental information. Bypassing encryptions. All done. The fragments are ready to play.
Due to bridge, requesting immediate backup.
There has been a grave misunderstanding. Fret not, Director. We will not let you perish. You shall be conserved and uplifted anew.
Perish? Did they really get into some kind of near-fatal altercation? I can't even imagine it. Tassine Fei is our ally and friend. There must be more to this. Unfortunately, my scans suggest that the node's memory buffer may be overloaded. Over time, this could lead to slight alterations in recorded material due to deletions or simplifications, for example. So rather than an artificial addition, it seems to be a corruption of the original events. There should be some truth to this scenario, but something's off. We'll need to identify the altered fragment and restore it to its original form in order to play the full sequence of events. Which data node fragment was altered? The node is not receptive to which data node fragment was altered? The node is which data node? The altered fragment has been identified. Director Hugh raised his weapon at Tassine Fei, but he was not critically wounded. Finally, Tassine Fei lifted his body out of the room. By Luca, we did it! I was hoping for this outcome. Hopefully this means that Director Hugh was not gravely injured. Let's see what actually happened here. The full sequence is ready to play.
Due to bridge, requesting immediate backup.
There has been a grave misunderstanding.
I can see that. What the hell is going on here?
Our security system is registering you and your officers as Prime Org.
Tassine Fei, I really don't want to take down your construct. Get them to stand down.
I understand. This won't be necessary. You will be neutralized until we can repair our systems.
Neutralized? Okay, we might be getting lost in translation, but that's not happening.
Fret not, Director. We will not let you perish. You shall be conserved and uplifted anew.
By Luca, we did it! I was hoping for this outcome. Hopefully this means that Director Hugh was not gravely injured. Let's see what actually happened here. The full sequence is ready to play. Tassine Fei's choice seems somewhat abrupt. It certainly wouldn't be acceptable by Lucari diplomatic standards. Aetherian customs could be wildly different from mine or yours. Perhaps this is not as transgressive as it seems. I agree. Let's input the console code so we can move on and beam in some backup. The coordinates might be a little off as we are unfamiliar with the Harmony's exotic interdimensional topography. Beam-in could be delayed, and the exact arrival position unknown. Admiral Kumarke to the Rescava. We are requesting backup aboard the Harmony. Director Hugh is down. I repeat, Director Hugh is down.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Varunte reporting in. We have notified both of your crews. We're struggling to get a lock on your position. We'll beam someone down as soon as we can.
Copy that, Varunte. Right. Let's not waste a moment. That's Director Hugh's other officer. Let's stabilize them and beam them out. Watch out! Control Borg ahead! No match for us! Unsurprisingly, this room is also on lockdown. We'll need to figure out how to move on without a recording of Tassine Fei's console code. We could take a swift look around. Any insight into the Aetherians could be valuable to us. What an incredible astrometrics laboratory. I never imagined Aetherians to be galactic strategists, though. Perhaps they are less quick to trust others than I had originally thought. This star chart shows an array of interlinked gateways placed across a vast number of alternate dimensions. Fascinating. I haven't seen many other species use gateways as a means of transportation. Cybernetic onslaught. It seems these military texts describe the battle the Aetherians fought against the Borg, as well as other civilizations. This retelling is much less grim than I would have imagined. Didn't they say the Borg decimated their entire universe? Perhaps the military texts hold the key to our exit. That didn't work. That's it. Well done. Lead the way. Rogue security system constructs up ahead. Let's keep moving. Look out! Control Borg heading our way! They must be beaming in from other sections of the ship. Are these Atherian living quarters? Oddly enough, it sort of looks familiar. Look out! Control Borg heading our way! Oh my! It's a whole wall of Grandad Bexes. But why? Perhaps this is how Aetherians honor their fallen. I'm picking up life signs nearby. Admiral Kumar K to the Riskava, requesting an immediate status report.
Admiral Kumar K, this is Ensign Varunte reporting in. We've got a lock on your position. Who should we send in? Understood. I'll send the coordinates over to your team. They should be with you soon.
And Ensign? Tell them to be careful, please. This ship is packed with Borg. It seems the Aetherians use these energy portals to get from one level of their ship to the next. I wonder how many there are aboard the Harmony. In any case, this Aetherian portal is already open.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Varunte. Did the crew make it?
They did, and not a moment too soon, Varunte. I'm picking up life signs further ahead on this deck of the ship. Localized interference makes them hard to identify, but it could be Director Hugh and Tassine Fey. I'll be right behind you. It seems there are no data nodes in this room. And still no signs of Director Hugh or Tassine Fey. Without the recordings and console codes, we'll need to rely on environmental information alone to move forward. Let's try the console at the end of the room. Neurodrills? Hydroponics pods? Is this a sick bay or a science lab?